Hello, hello. Welcome back. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share something exciting with you, exciting for me, that perhaps there's a chance that you and I could be together in person for 2 days. If you have been feeling stretched too thin in your business, like it's still running entirely on your shoulders, or if you're craving more time, more freedom, and more ease without sacrificing your income, your revenues, then I would like to personally invite you to join me in New York City this October 16 and 17 for a powerful, intimate 2-day experience that I call the Freedom Framework event. This is a highly intimate and highly curated small event for women entrepreneurs like you. This is for you if you want to be at 7 figures or multiple 7 figures with 14 weeks of vacation a year. I have rented a beautiful space in Midtown Manhattan. And on October 16 and 17, you get to work really closely with me and some members of the Bold Heart Business Program. I'm opening up just a few guest passes to people who are not in the program yet. And what we'll do together over a period of 2 days, working so closely together, is that we'll map out your next level strategy. Not everybody has the same strategy for getting to 7 figures, and I will help you with yours. I will help you create systems and delegate the right way and show you exactly how to create a business that gives you your life back. Now, this is not for everybody. You already need to be at 6 figures or 7 figures. In fact, you have to apply for this program because, like I said, it's highly curated. So this is an invitation for you to talk to me for 5, 10, 15 minutes and to decide if this is the right thing for you. If you have ever dreamed of working less, making more, and actually taking unplugged time off, then this event with me is for you. It is the smallest investment to work at this level with me. And so we keep this gathering small, high level. And if your heart is saying yes, then go to the show notes and look for the link that says apply to Freedom Framework. And then you and I will have a conversation and we'll see if it's a fit. I would love for you to be in the room with me if it feels like an aligned offer. All right, now let's get into today's episode. I hope you love it. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to the Fabienne Show. Today's episode is especially for you if you have built your business with your own 2 hands, your brilliance, your hustle, your heart, and you've gotten this far by doing almost everything yourself, even if you have a team, even if you have a virtual assistant. And you know what? It's worked. But now you're exhausted. You are maxed out and you have hit a wall, not because you're not capable, but because you have outgrown the model that got you here. This is the moment when I meet so many women who I work with who whisper to themselves, I just don't think I can keep doing it all by myself. And they're right. So if you are still trying to scale while carrying your business on your back, this episode of the Fabienne Show is your loving wake-up call and your invitation into a new way, a new approach to scale, but without burning yourself out. So let's start with honoring something. You built this. Like, you built this business. Nobody handed it to you. You figured it out. You had the idea. You reverse engineered it. You took your first steps. You showed up every single day, maybe too many days without rest. You served your clients. You learned how to market, how to sell, how to make this thing real. But now the cracks are showing. I know because I've been there. You're stuck in the weeds. You're in the client delivery and you're in the marketing and you're in the administrative, and you may still be in the billing or the team questions or the customer service, even if you have a team, because you're too involved. You're in all of it. And even though, like I said, you've hired some help, it all somehow still all flows through you, and you've become the bottleneck. And deep down, you know in your heart of hearts that this is not sustainable. But the problem is you don't know a different way. And if you actually stop, the business stops, right? Because if you're like most of the women who come to me before they jump into Bold Heart, vacations are not truly unplugged for you. You're still bringing that laptop. You're still saying one more email and I'll be right there. And evenings aren't really off. And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm just saying I see you. This is normal. It's normal in the sense that virtually everyone comes to this point before they scale to 7 figures without burnout. And I just want to share that your dreams of more ease and more income and more time off feel like they're slipping further away the more successful you're becoming, but it's common. I don't know how else to say this. It's the painful truth that so many high achieving women don't want to say out loud. But it's this: the business I built is now running me. And I just want to say I have a ton of compassion in my heart, not only because I have been there. Oh God, I remember those times when my friend Karen asked me how I was in, I think it was September or October at the bus stop when my kids were little. And I just looked up at her and I said, if I can just get through the next 3 months until December, I think I'm going to be okay. And just looking back now on that Fabienne compared to where I'm standing now, I just want to offer that there is a different way. You're in the right place. I'm here for you. And what I want to say to you with so much love is that if you're still doing everything yourself or you feel like you have to, it is not a strategy issue. People always say, oh, I need a new strategy. I need some clarity. My sister, it is a belief issue. Here's what I mean. You might believe no one can do it like me. Or maybe it's, if I don't over-deliver, I'll lose clients. Or what about, I can't raise my prices because they'll leave or they just won't buy it. Or I need to be available or I'm not being of service. And there's so many more of these, maybe like I can't trust my team fully. What if they mess up? What if my clients don't want to know that I'm being helped by other people? What if I set boundaries and they'll get offended and leave? There's so many dozens, if not hundreds of beliefs that we deal with when I'm working with the women who choose to work with me. And here's what I want you to know. If you're honest with yourself, you might feel guilty setting those boundaries or scared to step back because you don't fully trust your team. Maybe you don't trust your systems, or you don't have enough systems or enough things documented. Or maybe it's based in an old self-worth of overgiving, meaning if I overgive, I will be loved. So maybe you pick up the phone immediately when clients call, even after hours, or you take that text from a team member or a client at 10 or 10:30 at night or on weekends, and you say yes to extra requests, even if they're unpaid. And you've probably been avoiding raising your rates, even though you are completely overloaded and you know that you are worth more. And you're not yet taking unplugged vacations, even though you fantasize about leaving that laptop at home. And this is how people-pleasing and acting like a martyr, even though you don't necessarily associate with the word martyr, these things hide behind professionalism in business. And this is why the model that got you to 6 figures will not get you to 7 figures. And if you're already at 7 figures, the way that you're operating now is not going to get you to multiple seven figures with 14 weeks of vacation a year. And so what got you here won't get you there is something that I'm always talking to my women entrepreneurs about. Because scaling to seven figures requires a new identity. Okay? Understand that identity drives behavior. So the way that you're leading now is not going to get you to $1 million a year or more. You need a new way of thinking about your time, your team, your offers or your business model, and your boundaries. Just take a deep breath for a moment, just you and me. Let all that land, and not from a place that you're doing anything wrong. Like I said, this is a rite of passage. This is normal. And this is where most women either give up or stay this way for the course of their career, just overgiving, overfunctioning in hyper independency. But what I want you to hear is that the most successful women I know did not scale because they worked harder. In fact, it's the opposite. They scaled because they let go. And I'm not talking about letting go in a clumsy way. They stopped being the bottleneck. They stopped customizing everything. They stopped answering messages at all hours. And they raised their rates. And they set boundaries with clients and with their team. And they made the hard decisions, sometimes to let someone go, whether it is a team member or a client. And they documented their process and then handed it off. And they invested in support and coaching so they could finally breathe. Here's how you too can step into your CEO role. Here's where the shifts begin. You want to start with a vision of your next level business. What does that seven-figure with freedom business look like for you? And what would change if you stopped doing it all? If you could let go of the white knuckle grip that you have on your business? How would you spend your time differently? Who would be on your team versus who's on your team now? Think about that. And next, I want you to audit what's keeping you stuck. Where exactly are you the bottleneck? What areas of your business are you still too involved in? What tasks are draining you that honestly somebody else could be doing and could own? Where are your boundaries non-existent or wishy-washy? Next, let's talk about systematizing your brilliance. I want you to document your genius into repeatable frameworks. This is what I do with our members in Bold Heart. Document your intuition, document your process, document your genius, and stop reinventing the wheel or customizing everything for every client. And I want you to build what I call leveraged offers. And that means offers and programs and services that don't require your constant presence. Yes, you can be in there, but you don't have to be in there 100% of the time, spoon feeding your clients and customers and having everything on your shoulders. And then invest in support. And this doesn't mean throwing money at the problem. I see too many women just throw money at the problem, hoping that it'll fix things. It means building a team and some structure that frees you to lead and create and grow and focus on your unique brilliance. And then, like we do at Bold Heart, you got to do the inner work. This is where mindset matters most. You've got to believe that you're worthy of ease, of help, and of not being the one who does it all. One of the things that I do myself every day, and I do with all of the women who choose to work with me, is we write down all of our limiting beliefs. We write down our fears. We look at where we feel panic or anxiety, or what is the story that we say about a particular thing in our business. And then we change our mindset. We heal the past trauma. We look at the nervous system regulation. We use tools to change our beliefs, our limiting view of life, our identity, our fears. This matters more than you realize. In fact, when I work with someone, anyone, any woman that's at 6 figures, overwhelmed, and really wants to get to $1 million a year or more, we start with the mindset. It's a mindset first methodology. Why? Especially when everybody's talking about strategy. Believe me, strategy is massively important. But if you have a belief that you can't charge more and clients will pay for more, then I could give you the strategy to increase your rates by 2 or 3 times, which you could, but you won't do it because your vessel isn't ready to charge more. So first we have to work on the vessel, the identity of you as a woman who can charge 2 or 3 times what you're charging now. We need to heal all of the subconscious blocks to money, to growth, to 7 figures, to ease. This is what happens. This is what changes everything. And so here's what I want you to get. It doesn't have to be this way. It's just a new approach. What got you here, but it's not going to take you to that next big level of impact and paying yourself and freedom and downtime and living out your life's purpose. You've got to change for there to be a change. There is hope, a lot of hope. In fact, this is predictable. If you change your approach, your team, your systems, your mindset, I know it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't when you're being lovingly led and in the company of other women also doing it. It changes everything. That's how you quantum leap to the next level. It really is as simple as that. Is it thinner thighs in 30 days? No, it takes a couple of years. And sometimes my colleagues in my industry say, you can't tell people it's going to take a couple of years. And I say, well, I'm not going to lie. It takes a couple of years to undo everything and put in new things. But when you are doing it with other women who are also ambitious, who have big hearts, who will encourage you just as you're encouraging them, who will be there to pick you up if you're having a really tough day, right? If something you tried didn't work, they'll be there. But they'll also be there when you have that first $100,000 weekend. When you finally reach $500,000 or $1 million, they will be the first ones celebrating with you the way your neighbor won't, the way your best friend from college can't, because they don't really get you. But we do. And if this is landing for you, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is me, then I want you to know this. You do not have to do it all yourself anymore. You never really did. I think that's the masculine perspective of you've got to figure this out on your own, otherwise you're not worthy. That is the masculine way. Women thrive in community. Women thrive in business when there is oxytocin, the love hormone, the bonding hormone, when we feel that we've got other people around us who've got our back, who can hold space for us, who don't try to fix us, but instead inspire us and help us and collaborate with us. That's when we women in business literally can do anything. It is safe to build a business that supports you. You deserve it. It is safe to let your team rise. It is safe to create structures that allow you to rest and receive. And I really want you to hear this. You, dear sister, are worthy of success without self-sacrifice. Say this to yourself right now. If you are alone, say, I am worthy of success without self-sacrifice. And if you're on a train or at the doctor's office, just say it inside your head. I am worthy of success without self-sacrifice. And maybe you're at this point where you're like, Fabienne, I think you're really getting to me. I think I do deserve to stop overworking and to start stepping into my true CEO role. And if that's the case, I wrote a book for you, just for you. It's called The Leveraged Business. And in the pages, I outline exactly how to build a 7-figure business without doing everything yourself. And you can get a copy at boldheart.com. You can also grab the link in the show notes. And while you're at Bold Heart, watch the film, take the assessment, go poke around, see if this is you. Go watch the success stories on the success stories page so you can create a new belief that you can get to 7 figures without burnout, 7 figures with 14 weeks of vacation, just like all the other women on that page. Let their stories fuel your belief that you can do it too. Because another thing that needs to change is your belief in you. And I don't know about you, but when I see other women achieve what I want to achieve, I then start to believe that maybe it's just possible for me too. And then if you feel resonance with me, my message, everything that you see on boldheart.com, and you're ready for some real support, some feminine support in making it happen because you don't want to grind and hustle, when you want the mindset shifts and the systems and the loving mentorship, I invite you to book a free strategy call with me. I used to have my team do this, and what I've realized is, for the time being, I like doing these calls. I want to get to know you. So apply for a call with me. You'll see the link on my website. It's also in the show notes. Okay? I want to help you explore your vision, help you map out the next steps. And if you have some questions for me about what it's like in my signature program and why the women stay for years to come and quantum leap to 7 figures or more, I'll be happy to tell you about it. All right? What got you here won't get you there. Sending you so much love. See you next time.